3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Sir Ashley J podcast. Actor, writer, presenter, black, British, St. Lucian. This is real conversation, real opinions, and probably a few real things that we shouldn't say. Who let me be a podcaster? Nah! Wagwan Fi Dat! So after me, Wagwan Fi Dat! Wagwan Fi Dat! Wow! Hey people, we are here at the Sir Ashley J podcast, the first ever episode. I'm still thinking, what am I doing in this chair and what are you doing over there? But hey, it's all good. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am an actor, writer and presenter. I got into this game when I was a teenager, man. And if I'm honest, I was probably one of those kids that needed extra things to do and got into a few clubs, all the free clubs in it. My mum put me in all the free clubs. I'm from the school of the hard knocks, mate. In the free clubs. I won't go into no fancy one where someone picks you up and there's nice floors. It weren't like that. I was in the youth centres, the community centres, anything that ended in centre, I was there. Youth centre, community centre, shopping centre, that's what was going on. And from that, you know, I've been blessed to have a career in it, and my career has taken me to so many different places. My first TV job was in EastEnders. I did a couple of episodes of EastEnders when I was a teenager, and then started doing a lot of theatre. Theatre was a lot easy to get into. Shout out Theatre of Stratford East, shout out Boy Blue. These are the places where I learned to train. And since then, I've gone on to do so many different things. Most recently, some of the more recent stuff people will know me from is Jojo and Gran Gran, where I was the voice of Jared. Hey Jojo, Gran Gran! And a lot of work across CBBS with Robin Hood, Panto, the Justin's House, Gary from around the corner. Alright lads, that's for the mums, because I know the mums are at home watching those shows. Other people at work, man. It's not you lot watching this girl. What do you mean? I don't know that show. And also things like Doctors, did Doctors. That's a lot of BBC stuff, but also did some stuff for ITV. I was blessed to present for MTV Base and Live Nation, introducing acts like Chris Brown, Akon, Black Eyed Peas, also Enrique Iglesias, which I'm gonna be real with. I can't believe I'm saying this, man. Them stay with me. But his album Escape, it's in my top 10. Can't lie. It bangs. It slaps. So yeah, that's me as an artist, as a performer. Like I said, I've written for TV and for theatre as well. And I've also done a lot of dance. But I don't dance anymore. So no one start getting in the comments trying to draw me out and trying to say go Just a Boo or Summer Dance or any of them things there. You're not gonna see. You remember my get at the Olympics last year in breakdancing, yeah? If you that was breakdancing, this would be dancing that is broken. That's what the situation is, yeah? So don't draw me out into that, please. Yeah, that's a pastime. But also, yeah, that's me on the professional side. On the personal side, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm an uncle, I'm a son, I'm all those things, and I'm just navigating life. And I got bullied into this podcast by Ebberssun behind the screen, just doing this at me right now. And we're gonna just talk real stuff, talk about different things, and talk about an experience from the Black, British, Caribbean perspective. We're gonna have guests, we're gonna have different topics, we're gonna have lots of different things going on. And I guess what I wanna reflect on recently that I've been up to is two things. One on a professional tip is my show, Lovers and Friends, which I created this show, and I want to talk about this to, I guess, people who are out there in the world right now, where not just in the entertainment industry, people always say it's the entertainment industry, but a lot of other industries, there's not as much work. And so what's going on with you when there's no work? What do you do? Where do you get to? How do you get there? And how do you create an opportunity for yourself? Because it's not every day you're going to get an audition. It's not every day someone's going to say, oh yeah, I've got this for you. Or oh yeah, I can bring you in. So how do you bring yourself in? How do you make yourself your own plus one? That's a question for you to think about. And it's something that I thought about. And from a young age, I started doing a lot of my own shows. One of the things I did was called Acting Up, which is a great improvised comedy show with my boy TJ from a show called Kaching back in the day. If you remember that show when you was a kid growing up. And from that, it just gave me the, I guess, desire and the resilience to go, if you're not going to put me in a show, I'm going to make my own show. So Lovers and Friends is a Valentine's special that we do down at the Rich Mix in Shoreditch, because I'm from London, East London, baby. Got to do that one now because everyone's going to get on me. And we did that show. And the reason why I put this show on is that it's a show that celebrates all types of love. Valentine's, listen, I'm going to be 100. I'm not really in it in a Valentine's Day. And the real truth is, there's about 27% of me that made this show so I don't have to celebrate Valentine's. My wife just comes to the show, you see? So I don't have to do the let me take you out for a date, let me bring you flowers in the pouring rain. I don't need to do that for you because I've put on a show that you can come to. So that's the first thing. But I also wanted to celebrate all different types of love because Valentine's Day, there's a lot of people that's single, a lot of people that's not happy. My man this, my girl that, my ex, my da-da-da-da-da, waste man for you, waste man for dead, waste girl when I want to deal with you. All of that happens. And so this show celebrates all types of love through different types of performances. We play games with the audience. And what happens is you start to generate your own following as a creative. You also start to generate a space where you can dictate what happens. You can make a space for yourself, make a name for yourself, get other industries down so other industry professionals can see you perform. Also help create a platform for other performers. So this was the 5th one we've done, and I haven't even really reflected on the show. I need to shout out all the artists, and you know who you are, who performed. Monochrome, Aaron, TAJS, I'm trying to remember everyone now. Look at this, is a real test. GGD, Jade Hackett, Andre Bright, Vision Fam, Amara, my DJ B-Rad, my DJ Bully Beef, my videography team, Ebberssun and Sav Bet, and my production team, Mission Holly. Oh my gosh. My chest. My chest right now. But the great thing is that when you can give people a platform in a space that is holistic and nice and full of love, that really works for me. I don't really like working on productions and working with people that are just out for themselves or just on a bad mind kind of energy. So that's what Lovers and Friends was for me. But it also, at the start of the year, if you're not a performer, you won't know, but usually, unless you're coming out of Panto or you're in LA for pilot season, January and February is just dead. It's just dead food, bruv. There's nothing out here. And me personally, I start questioning going, I'm the only one who's not working. What am I doing with my life? Who am I? What does life even mean? Does anyone know I'm out here? Can I still act? Can I still write? Can I still present? And just putting myself out there, putting energy into something creative, it's just so useful at the start of the year and in having fellow creative people, man. And I will continue to do Lovers and Friends until I physically cannot do it anymore or until the schedule demands differently. So yeah, that's one thing I want to reflect on, and I want you to think about it. If you're someone out there right now thinking, I've got no opportunities, do you know a venue that you could go and contact and just say, hey, I want to put on a show? Give yourself at least 9 weeks, yeah? So don't try and be like, yeah, I'm putting on a show next week. Your mum might not even come. Let's be 100 here, yeah? Give yourself at least 9 weeks to put on that show. Then chat to who you know, who's in your network. It'd be great to go, yeah, I want to get this brother. I want to get this person, but do you know them? Who can you call? Who can you contact to put on a night? Or whether it's comedy or just music, or it might be games and music. It might be whatever you want, but then start tailoring that night. Keep your costs low, yeah? I mean that by in the sense of how much you're going to use to promote the show, how much you're going to use to pay artists. Try and keep those things low because it's the first time you're trying it out. Then the next thing I would say is make your ticket prices reasonable so you can make some money back, but don't go crazy. If you're making ticket prices under £20, it's more than likely people will come. When you start saying £25 for a ticket, people start going, ooh, but if I've got to buy 2, that's 50. Hold on, you trying to charge me £100. That's called black maths. That's black maths. I'm being real with you. Black maths, okay? All right? So make sure you do that as well. Also look at like not having to have physical flyers. Everyone's online now. Everyone's digital. So e-flyers. Who in your WhatsApp network can you holler at? Who can you holler at on your Snap, on your TikTok, on your Insta to get people to start coming and supporting what you're doing? So they're the things I would say. Try and do a really good deal with a venue so that they can give you a bit of the box office split, or that you pay a low venue hire that comes out of your ticket sales. So your upfront costs are quite low. And then the other thing is make the show you want to make, because I feel like in this world, not just even in entertainment, we are consistently being told how to think, told how to speak, told what we should have an opinion on and not have an opinion on. And there is something very freeing in just making the show you want to make, doing what you want to do, and doing things your way. As long as you're not hurting nobody, yeah? Because nobody try and take this clip and go and say, Ashley told me I can do what I want and start drama. Don't do that, because I'm still trying to pay my mortgage. But make what you want to make, and be bold and confident in the voice of your show or your business. Because someone else would use this as a business. You might want to set up a business. Same thing. Say you want to do nails. Give yourself some time. Start talking to your network. Who wants to have their nails done? Who likes getting nails done? And I say that all to say, every time I've done Lovers and Friends, I've done it 5 times. Without fail, from that, I get 2 or 3 bookings in the year as a presenter. So someone gives me a paid job, really well paid job, to go and do that work. Lovers and Friends, I don't really make money off, but what I do is I satisfy my creative hunger. I satisfy that. I work with the people I want to work with. I create a wholesome night, and from that, other fruits are being sown. Yeah, there's fruit to your labor. Don't always just chase the money. Sometimes there's other bags to secure, and sometimes those things are more important for your legacy. I went Budapest. A week after Lovers and Friends, I went to Budapest. Now, this is on a social tip. And what's really mad here is that I thought this podcast was just going to be about work, and now I'm chatting about bare other things. And I think what's important about this is that it was a surprise trip for my brother-in-law. There were 6 of us that went, no children. For those of you who have children, you will know what I mean when I say adults, no children. Oh my life. No children. No children. I love my kids. I love my boys. But you know when I say absence make the heart grow fonder, give me absence, because you know your mum is my wife, and sometimes I like to see my wife as my girlfriend back in the day, but it's too many times she being your mother. Yeah? But we went Budapest, and anyone that hasn't been Budapest, it was a vibe, man. And the reason why it was a vibe, and this is a piece of advice I'm going to give, is because yes, we booked a few things, we booked a few activities. We was doing a riverboat cruise, which was sick. There was we did a paint splatter activity, which is sick. You go in a room, you just splat paint on a canvas. We were going out, other stuff like street food, street markets, food markets, that kind of vibe. There's bars that are in ruined buildings, which was dope. But the main thing was just kind of going with the flow and focusing on you. And so my question is, yeah, it's not advice. My question is, for those of you watching, those of you still there, and you're like, nah, man, this man chat. When was the last time you just focused on you? And if it's been longer than 2 weeks, focus on you. Okay, guys. So this is one of our sections in the show called Ebberssun Asks. Ebbersson's just sent me a message. Oh, for flip's sake, man. This is the question. Is social media making people more insecure? Say it again. Is social media making people more insecure? Okay. In my personal opinion, yes. And the reason is I am blessed to be old enough but still look young enough that I don't look old enough, but to be in a time of pre-social media. And I think where there's a real damaging element that people aren't talking about is before social media, you were allowed to dream with no big smashes of reality hitting you in the face. So what I mean by that is that someone could be 18 thinking, man, I really want to do this, and by it, and maybe by the time I'm 30, I'll be able to, whatever it is, I don't know, have my own house and have space for my horses, because that's what someone's dream is. Then you meet Tanika in Texas, who's 19, who's done it already, and she's done it all because one video went viral. So now all of a sudden, people got complex, or people feel like I'm not doing enough because someone is younger than me and has done more than me. And I think what social media is doing, what the additional causes of social media are doing, is creating spaces where people go, well, I've got to do that, or if I haven't done that, I've failed. And so the element of trying without guaranteed success is dying. And if you're going to try without guaranteed success, then you're not going to dare to dream. And so people are trying to dream without daring, and that's not possible. That's what I would say from my personal experience. So I think there is additional pressure. There's additional pressure, even in the sense of families or getting together, or like people going on TikTok and Insta to look at ideas for Christmas games. Like people know what to do. People going on holiday going, okay, what did TikTok tell me to do? It's a dangerous thing of that social media is now replacing our thoughts and our minds, or telling us what is yes and what is no. I understand there's the cancel culture and all of that, and I'm not talking about that. I think there is additional pressure in a sense of that social media can sometimes be used to pressure government, pressure our businesses that are not delivering them. People can start tagging whichever company is that are letting so many people down, and then there is a strength in the social media number. And I think for big corporations and organizations or government or people in power, I think social media can be used in a good way there to really raise awareness. We've seen so many things happening in the world right now that if there was no social media, we would not see it as quickly, because sometimes on TV or newspapers, that stuff is diluted or is targeted in some way. We're going to give this information to you guys. We're going to give this information to you guys. So yes, social media is pressuring people. I think in your individual lives of how you should be and what you should be doing, I think the pressure there is wrong. But the pressure where we're able to use it to come together as an online community to say to bigger corporations, fix up, look sharp, hashtag Lizzie Rascal, absolutely, that's what the case should be. Okay, people, it's time for Wagwan Fi Dat. It's the section of the show where we watch certain things that's going on in the world and we react to it. We find out what's going on, we ask certain questions. What would my opinion be? What is your opinion? And really, the ultimate bottom line is, Wagwan Fi Dat.
Back in the day, the value of a woman was so high and so treated with the utmost respect. Obviously, depending on your class and status, all that plays in. But as a whole, what women were how we were seen was we are we're mother nature, we are the bearer of the earth, we produce, we have dowries to marry us, and in some countries they still value women very highly.
Yeah.
But now in today's age, it was just the value of a woman is not valued anymore. It's just not as a big deal if you're a woman. It's kind of worse a bit.
Yeah.
And then it was interesting because I was thinking about when I was pregnant and when I would go on public transport, babe, and honestly, I just couldn't believe that the only people that would use their initiative to think, to get up was women. Yeah. Anytime I'm on a train, it was always a woman that would be the one to stand up and do you want to sit down? And I know obviously girls joke, I'm in heels and you're standing on a train, but even the simple chivalry act of let me get up and let a woman sit down, men don't care anymore. It's they don't. And it was going deeper into why would men care? Because now women of today, they show everything and there's nothing for them to fight for anymore. So babe, it was it was a really good debate. Really? It was really interesting. And I think it's so funny because I have this idea.
They were gone.
No, I was just found it deep interesting because I had this idea, I got both sides. I do feel now, before men had to fight for a woman and for their virtues and stuff like that, we're just in an age now where we just give everything for free. You don't.
You give everything free. Wow, okay. Okay, so some things popped up there. First of all, I have to say that I am not a woman. So that's the first thing. Disclaimer. I am not a woman. I am never going to know what it feels like to be pregnant, to be on a train, and all of them things there. I feel like this woman speaking here has had some probably bad experiences whilst being pregnant. I do know my wife has said a similar thing. At times it's happened, but she actually had an experience where more men were standing up and other women weren't getting up for her. So I'm going to be talking about that. I don't be getting into them things there. But maybe there's some women that's feeling a certain way, like, well, why are you pregnant and not me? There could be that energy. My personal experience is that chivalry isn't dead. There's just few and far between. That's one thing. The second thing is that I think when you're talking about certain cultural things around dowry, which is such a big thing that's come from Africa, and there's another part of us losing our heritage, whether it's through Caribbean, African, whatever it is, Asian heritage. When we're living in the Western world, in the UK, in London, it's very different in the sense of courting a woman. Because back in the day, before courting a woman, you have to court the parents. You have to go chat to the parents and did the parents approve before you even get to talk to the woman. You might put all that work in and not even like the woman after the first date, and then you can't even get your landlord's refund. Imagine that. And you gave her the chilies. Let me not get into it. Anyway. Chivalry is not dead. It is few and far between, but there's another side of it, and I wanna put it out there going for women. There cannot be an expectation of I want a man that's done all of this stuff, or I want a man to be doing all this for me. Then what are you bringing to the table? I see it as that a relationship is like a cookout. Yeah, we're cooking. Everyone's saying bring a little dish. If I bring a few dishes and you come with your empty Tupperware, but you want to take food home, but you didn't even do a little mac and cheese, brother, I'm sorry. And you want me to open the door for you? You want me to open the door for you to rob my food from the cookout? That can't work. So it's two sides of it. When we look at this, there's a phrase in the Bible that talks about submitting to a man. Now, I like to look at that word as submitting the best version of yourself. Like when you do an exam, you put in your best work, yeah, for your paper, or you do an audition, you put in your best take, yeah? So what version of yourself are you submitting? And I ask this not just to women, I ask this to men as well. Because there's some men that's like, I want a wife that's going to do all this, that, and the other. Brother, what are you doing though? What are you doing? You both need to come in at this level to feel like, yeah, I want to give you my best because you present your best. You should make each other better every day. So then nice things like surprising your wife and doing something. And it can be something small. It doesn't have to be big things. The value of a woman isn't determined on how much money you spend on her. It's about how much time you put into her. Because time is priceless. Money you can always make. But once my time is given, you can't take it back. And your time is your love is how you spend your time, Your love is how you spend your time. If I'm a millionaire and I buy you a £10,000 watch, does that even matter? But if I spend 10,000 hours with you, what's more important? That's what I would say. That's what to think about on that matter. I feel like some woman's gonna come for me.
For like half an hour, 45 minutes, give him a bit of fresh air, come back and work here. So I take him to the park across the road. So they got swings, they got slides and all that stuff, yeah. So he's playing and I timed it badly. I took him at 3:30 and the kids come out of school at 3:30, innit?
Yeah.
So he's got the park on his own for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then by 3:40, bare kids start coming in school uniform or whatever, yeah. There's a white boy that comes in and he's like, I want to say he's about this tall. Yeah, so I want to say like 7 or 8 years old. Yeah, something like that. He's wearing uniform. Yeah. And my son's on this little like bouncy thing. And then he comes, the guy comes and like jumps on the same bouncy thing as him, and my son has to like kind of buckle, come out. I was like, cool, it's all right, it's kids, whatever. Okay. So my son comes out, he runs to me, then I take him on the slide. The same kid comes behind him on the slide, tries to slide on the little baby slide, when my son's on the slide now, Now that's two minutes.
That's a hate crime. Yeah.
Third thing, you guys would...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I was watching that, I was literally thinking, my man has said a white boy. So I was like, okay, I'm hoping, because how you said white, I'm hoping this somehow pertains to the story. Because you could have just said a schoolboy. But now the kid's done the second thing and following your child targeted. And my brother said hate crime. I've got to see how this pans out.
No, and I messaged you today and I was like, I'm going to save it for the pod. I'm going to tell you in the pod. The third thing this kid does, my son's running anywhere. The kid runs past me. I can see him digging his nose and then he wipes it on the back of his face.
Nah, it can't be me, bro.
Where's the dad? Where's the dad?
Yeah. Where's the
I don't
parent?
know who. I don't know.
The dad's putting that white flag on the road. That's what the dad's doing. Don't ask what the dad is.
Okay. That's a problem. That's a problem. So, okay, my man's in a park. You've let two things slide. Now this child has dug out his nose. First of all, digging out your nose is nasty anyway. Like, if you want to dig out your nose in private in your own yard, do it. All of us will probably use our little finger for that. Some people think your little finger to dig out your nose. But digging it out and then wiping it on another child. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've been in situations where children are moving mad in the park. And when they're moving mad to my child, I literally take the child, that child is moving mad, I say, where's your parents? Where's your parent? Okay, this is what... So let me tell you why I do this. I do this because then I report it back to the parent and I want to see how the parent reacts. If they react like they're on a tip of they don't care what their child's doing, take race out of this for a second. Just let's talk about behavior. Because this child, regardless of their race, could easily be taught that you can do whatever you want, you're better than anyone, wipe your bogies on people, moving mad, right? If the parent reacts in a way like, oh no, I can't believe that, and they told the child off and they cut the child or whatever, however you discipline your child is up to you. Cool, fine, it's squashed. Then I'm going to be asking that same child to remove their bogey off my child so they understand. If the parent does not react in that way, like there's no problem, now there's a situation. And let me tell you why there's a situation. Because the East London in me wants to move a certain way. But I have to remember that my child is with me and I've got to think, what type of father and what type of man am I being? So now you've got to navigate something. It's so difficult. Because where you want to clap someone in their mouth, are you better than this bogey child? Are you better than white bogey child? White bogey, not white bogey. White bogey. I'm just doing that for the people then. Are you better than this child? So my thing is, I don't know what my man done. I got to find out what my man done actually. I got to find. Wait.
Don't ask what the dad is. The dad is busy.
That's protesting right now.
So what are you, as a dad, what are you meant
That's
to do?
wild.
I'm going to talk to him like he is my peer. I'm going to say, listen.
You're going to talk to the kid?
Yeah, listen,
Okay,
young
yeah.
man. First of all, that's disgusting. Is
Yeah.
that how your parents raised you?
Okay. I hear this, I'm going to talk to him like he's my peer. I'm not doing that. Because you're not my peer. You're not. You're a child. So the first thing I'm going to say to you is, you know what you've done is wrong. End of. Done. You know you've done is wrong. Then I'm taking you to your parent and doing what I just said. And my point is, it depends on how that parent reacts. Because some people want to say children are bad. But children are taught badness. Children are taught to act bad or taught to be whatever it is. But you're going to talk about racism or whatever. People are taught it. You're not born with it. So it's the parent, man. For me, it's the parent. Where are you learning? Why have you bogey on my child? No way, brother. And I'm not going to lie. If the parent was not on it or tried to move a bit different or tried to chat a certain way, I'm taking that bogey off my child and putting it back on your child and saying, I'm just returning your property to you, your mum. That to you. That's nasty. Why are you showing me that, hips?
I had to. I feel like it could have been a relatable story.
Yeah, it's nasty,
Could
right?
have been.
Because sometimes you want to just put your foot in a child's neck. You do.
It's true. It's a bit of an awkward one, isn't it?
Yes, because it's awkward because your child is there. And
Yeah.
for me, and there's another layer to it of that, as a black man, what are you showing your child? So, and that's something that's always got to be like, first and foremost to me, what example am I setting for my son as a black, or my sons, I should say, as a black man? And so that's hard because really, you know that you are in the right, you are well within your right to cuss out this child, drag them up to their parent. If the parent ain't clapping, take the bogey and put it on the parent and say, well, there you go. And then you want to move in that way, but you can't because you want to try and show your children that there are better ways to deal with conflict. Not gonna lie, conflict is there, but how do we deal with it? We can't always fight fire with fire, or this world fight bogey with bogey. 10 years ago, I'd just be like, well, I'll go to the toilet and wipe my bum and bring some food for the child, put it in the child's face. But I can't do that. Can't do that, but that's what you're gonna do, innit? You put bogey on my child, I'm putting doo-doo on you.
No.
And you know what I mean? Anyway, don't show me no bogey too. No, it's wrong, lads. It's wrong.
Nah, it's actually awkward because, like, how do you? Because you can't it's hard to parent another child, isn't it? Like, and not be judged or like.
Do you know what? I don't know, because a lot of people, and I hear a lot of people in different cultures and different age groups as well, throughout this statement, it takes a village, right? But then as soon as someone tries to correct your child, oh, don't talk to my child like that, or, whoa, what are you doing? Whoever this person is. So I don't think it should be a lot to parent a child, because if my child was moving mad, I would expect them to do that. I would expect another adult, to talk to my child and go, you are not acting in the right way. Whether that's a teacher at school, whether your child does karate, football, music, whatever your child's doing, you should still be expecting that, because it is a village, you know, and a village that doesn't love a child, the child will burn that village down just to feel its warmth. So that's why we're getting these children that are wiping bogies. That child's going to rob someone in 10 years if they're not brought up. And they're probably going to still be wiping their bogies on them. And the police will go find your bogey for DNA and capturing your blood clot. So, yeah.
Some parents are so like, oh, not my child though. Oh no, my child's a sweetheart. Oh no,
because they're dumb. They're just dumb. I'm sorry, if anyone thinks their child is perfect, they're dumb, because there's no such thing as a perfect person, and everyone's going to make mistakes. I know at times there's certain things happen with my children. I know they have been in the wrong, whether they've been emotionally provoked or they've just thought, I don't like that person, so I'm going to do that, or they're just having a bad day, or they're tired. We all have it as adults, but you're not going to be the one who's always in the right. You're not always going to be the victim. Sometimes you're the aggressor, and you have to understand that. So yeah, parents will say, not my child. I'm like, yeah, and not you. And that's why you're still in the same position, doing the same thing in your life, and still hoping that one day Simon Cowell's going to give you a record deal. Shut up, bruv. Why you get me vexed, man? I didn't want to do that. Alright, we're out of time for this episode, but guys, please stay connected with us. We'd love to stay connected with you. So follow us on Instagram, The Ashley J Show. It's the same for the YouTube, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You comment, we will reply. You like, we will love that. And if you share, then we're here, alright? Please also know that you can get in contact with sending us questions, asking us dilemmas, and the email is ashleyjshow@gmail.com, which is on the bottom of the screen right now. Alright? We will see you next time. I'm Ashley J. This is the podcast. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you don't, shh. Peace out.